Here, 31 in Bar Harbor, it's 28 in Portland, 21 in Burlington, and 23 in Buffalo. But it's also, as Bernie mentioned, a pretty windy day. This punchy little storm really driving a lot of wind out of the west. On the backside there, you can see Buffalo 13-mile-per-hour speeds clocking in, 19 in Burlington. And remember, your wind speeds are your 1-minute averages, so we're not even talking about gusts here. 22 miles per hour in Portland, 25 in Boston. And when you combine that and a few other factors, well, guess what? It feels so much more like winter than it does like spring. Your AccuWeather exclusive real field temperatures you can see into the mountain ranges of the Northeast, the Adirondacks, the Greens, the Whites, and as you're heading out even toward I-81 into Binghamton, it's going to feel like it's below zero this morning. Even in some of our major cities, let's say like Pittsburgh or out toward Boston, New York today, out to Portland, rain back along the coast, and some winter weather back up into New England. I'm going to break down this storm coming up in a little bit here on AccuWeather early. But in the meantime, that southern storm is going to be a big problem on its own.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's the opposite of what we should see this time of year. Look at, I mean, truly, there's a little bit of blue in the UP, but that should be purple at this time of year. We should have feet of snow on the ground in parts of the north central and the upper Midwest. We have nothing. Snow has been really hard to find. Winter has been nearly impossible to find in this part of the country, but just in time for spring to begin, Mother Nature says, ha! Little trick up my sleeve. Here we go. Our next storm starting to bring some snow back to the Dakotas, back to Minnesota, and you're starting to see a couple snowflakes back into Iowa as well. This is the beginning of our storm, but timing things out here, giving you the general map. You can see through the day today, it's the Dakotas and Minnesota that get the brunt of the storm, and then we see things really through tonight and into tomorrow morning start to blossom across Wisconsin, the UP, and the mitten of Michigan as well. If you are heading out the door, maybe commuting in Detroit tomorrow, heads up. It is going to be a little tricky at times as the snow comes down and things get a little bit gusty and cold. Now let's go through future radar here. I want to show you the gist of this storm in a little more detail. You can see that snow, that band coming in back for the Dakotas again as the center of low pressure starts to drive on to the east. That energy starts to move through Minnesota and Wisconsin. There you go by 10 p.m. So hopefully you're snug in bed at this point and not out on the roads. But if you do have to head out, just be careful out there. It's going to be tricky to travel at times with the snow coming down. This area really blossoms as we get into Friday, in part because, well, it's 5 a.m. at this point, and look how cold it's going to be. You get those